Certainly thank everybody for coming today. Thank President Bell and Greg for the opportunity for our players to express their views on how we can affect positive change on social issues in our country. You know, it's always been our mission as a coach, and one of the reasons that I love college coaching is to try to elevate the opportunities the players have in our program to have a better chance to be more successful in life because they were involved in the program. But also use those experiences so that they can actually inspire and elevate other folks so that they have a better chance to be successful, you know, as well. And that's something that I'm very proud of our players for having done. You know, sports has always created a platform for social change. For each of us involved in sports, I think we have a responsibility and obligation to do that in a responsible way and use our platform in a positive way to try to create social change in positive ways. Through this process, I've learned a lot from our players. You know, I don't get to see the world through the same lens that a lot of our players do, and I think I respect and appreciate the lens that they see the world in, they live the world in. We had various speakers who I think contributed to that education as well, whether it was Condoleezza Rice, Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, Joey Galloway, you know, Tony Dungy. You know, all those people had an interesting way that we could all make positive change. So this is what helped me grow in my role as a leader, to listen to the players, to learn from the players, and to give them the opportunity to do things that could impact social change today. So, you know, today I'm like a proud parent. I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of our messengers over here, and I'm very proud of the message. I'm very proud of All Lives Can't Matter Until Black Lives Matter video that we did early on that I think had a very positive impact. It was something we did together as a team. This is something that the team decided to do together as a team. So I'm very proud and supportive of what they are trying to say in a peaceful and intelligent way. And I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm very pleased to see all you here today. But I'm going to let them express their views. And Najee Harris is going to come up, and he's going to start it off. And again, thank you for coming. President, thank you for the opportunity.
Hello, everyone. For y'all who don't know me, my name is Najee Harris, and I'm a student here at the University of Alabama. First and foremost, we as a team want to thank everyone for uniting and standing in solidarity today at this peaceful protest. For the past few months have brought a greater focus to issues that have been prevalent in society for years. Black men and women have been the undeserving victims of racism, evident in many different ways, including police brutality and hate crimes. This is not a problem that will simply come and go in a news cycle. It is not a problem that will eventually dissipate without action. Being here today is a huge step, but I ask you, what's next? For certain, we can't let this momentum die. This has to be an ongoing movement until change happens. We must do more as a team and as individuals to keep this movement going. I'm looking forward to working with programs like the Alberta Head Start Unity Project and Big Brothers Big Sisters to help with matters like this. In addition, with working with community programs, we also need to see change in our justice system, what we can do to make sure our justice system is working. We can hold law enforcement accountable. We ask they retrain officers to make sure they bring unnecessary harm to any unharmed civilian. We respect law enforcement and understand that they have a responsibility to protect and serve, but we believe it is important they do so in a manner that is fair to all people. We ask our lawmakers to create and enact laws rooted to equity with repercussions to those who don't follow to those policies. This is a request that cannot just be heard, but must be acted upon. We can support Dr. Taylor and the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion to provide training and education to all students and staffs on campus. This call for change can't end here today. We walked to this schoolhouse door intentionally because while much has changed in the last 57 years, too many things have not. So in the present moment, We, as student athletes, need to play our part in bringing out positive change. Not everyone comes from a good background. It is our duty to always be a helping hand to our families and communities. We have to give back and be there for the kids in need, many of whom are just like we are. We need change in our system of law enforcement, we need change in our communities, and we need change in our hearts. This is something that must be done. I challenge athletes to play a bigger role in sports. That role is to give back and acknowledging that we are role models by setting a positive examples for young people. The more we give back, we will receive from our communities. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, coach, players, everyone that's here. Thank you for representing the University of Alabama, and thank you for expressing your support for social justice. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very proud of all of our students who are bringing needed attention to the continued issue of racialized violence in our country. The university leadership, its faculty, its staff, our students stand with our student athletes, and we support your quest for social justice, for equal rights, for equal opportunity, and the equal treatment of all people. Today is important because it demonstrates the seriousness of the issue, but also your passion and your commitment to the issue on this very campus. Just a few weeks ago, we lost a civil rights leader and an American politician, John Lewis, who devoted his life to advance the common good for all of us. Some years ago, I had the opportunity to hear him speak and then to visit with him after that. His message was that each one of us have a role. Each one of us have a responsibility to society. And today is a reminder of that we each have a role to play in advancing our campus to be more welcoming, to be more inclusive, to be more fair. We can make a difference as well in advancing our state and our nation. As we've seen through history, one man or one woman can have a profound impact. A team working together can have an unlimited influence. As a person of more than a few years young, and I say that being kind to myself, as a person of more than a few years young, I know that it starts with the heart. And Najee, that's what you were saying, that it starts with the heart. And I believe what I say is important, but it's also superseded by what's in my heart and what's in your hearts and the hearts of the people across this country. Because everything else will flow from that. How we act, what we do, what we say, what people see us do and see in our lives. As student athletes for the Crimson Tide, you are in a unique position to serve as role models, but also to share your hearts, what's in your hearts, and that heart. And I think that is a change agent for this campus. It's a change agent for all of us. I am so very proud of each one of you. Thank you, and Roll Tide.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jarez Parks, and I attend the University of Alabama, just as many as you out here. The difference is every time I walk out of the doors of my house and I get the chance to come back home, I have to thank God tremendously because I knew walking out could be my possible last time of doing so. My life has been in a constant fear of being and knowing that no matter how educated, how intelligent, how skilled I am, that my skin can be a perception changer. We don't want revenge. We just want fairness and equality, which is something we can all achieve by togetherness. Think about how we move as a football team. It takes each and every individual to move as one so we can achieve greatness, championships that we win here at this school that we all love. We all know right from wrong, whether you like it or not. You grow up and you have a gut feeling of feeling this is right, this is wrong. And as you grow, your perception can change based on whether you choose to do with it or not. I'm sorry. The responsibility of accountability is as strong as ever. I choose to hold myself accountable on a foundation block of togetherness, and this is something that we will need to do as a unit to move together. Division will never be the goal. Thank you.
So, my name is John Hooks. I'm the Chief of Police here at UA. And before I begin, I just want to say thank you to the students, all the athletes, UA football, for the opportunity to be here and stand with you today. Everything that I've heard so far, I hope is echoed in what I'm about to say to you. So, I do hope that we can achieve some unity and we can continue to work towards a positive goal. I'm honored to be standing alongside Coach Saban, President Bell, Vice President Taylor, and AD Byrne to talk about this important issue. You know, I want to start just simply by saying, as police chief, I realize what we do on this campus is not something that every agency can do. We are blessed in a lot of ways to be able to make that happen. So I'm not going to speak today about other agencies or what they need to be doing. I can only tell you what we do and what works at the University of Alabama. And you know, there are three main things that I think are important in the service of our community: hiring and training the right officers, definitely monitoring and reviewing work product, and build strong community police partnerships. You know, not everyone can be a police officer. It's a tough job. Not everybody is up to that challenge. It was important for us to develop a process that would recruit and be proud of the person that we would be standing next to in uniform. It's difficult to find people who want to do the job and to do it well. But selecting the person who is best candidate to represent us on this campus in our community is very difficult, but also extremely important. The first thing that I look for in a candidate when I sit down with them is, are they a good human being? I can teach somebody how to be a police officer. I can't teach you how to be a good person. When I think of the people that I would choose to be an officer at UAPD, I look for somebody that I would send to my own house to protect and serve my family. And if I wouldn't send them to my house, I'm not going to send them to yours. Being a good person doesn't mean they're weak or incapable of protecting the community from a dangerous situation when called in to do so. Often the proper training will prepare officers for many types of challenges. Most new officers find out pretty quickly when they get started that what you see on TV isn't reality. 99% of what we do as police officers is talking. We talk to people, we try to help them solve problems, and then work our way through those problems together. You know, I've had to be a pastor, a counselor, a mom, a dad, a coach, a protector, a diplomat, a referee, and a friend, all in one shift. And, you know, while talking will not always solve every problem, good communication is going to be used more often in any officer's career than the gun on their side. That's something that we all know. UAPD's been accredited since the 90s. After learning more about that process when I became chief, I found this to be particularly valuable. We work with an internationally accredited organization called CALIA, and I have a full-time accreditation manager to oversee our compliance and to basically ensure that we are doing, as a department, what we say we're doing. It's a daunting task, but we're committed to investing in our community's credibility, and at the end, that makes it all worthwhile for us. I heard someone say to me one time, it's hard to hate up close, and that really, really stuck with me. Instinctively, we all know this to be true. You treat people you know better than the people you don't. People are more courteous, more respectful to those they know, so why not get to know our community and let them see who we are behind the uniform, behind the badge. And we've done this since the 90s. In the last few years, we've recommitted to our approach to community policing. And our goal is to be more than a uniform to you all. And we're blessed enough to have sufficient staffing to where we can walk across campus and meet the students, the faculty, the staff members, the visitors who help us make this a safe environment for everyone. And the goal is to be something more than a police officer in their eyes. You got to be better than that. We all do. Last thing I'm going to say is society continues to evolve. We must evolve with it if we're going to be what our communities need us to be. And as I said, I'm in no position to judge anyone else, but I know that as hard as my officers work to serve and protect this great community at the highest possible level, no one is perfect, including me. So we're committed to doing our best every day to reach our goal of perfection. Thank you. Roll Tide.